Hello and welcome back to Artist on a Budget's Cinematography Breakdown, where we will be breaking down cinematography and the decisions behind each lighting. On this episode, we are going to look at a music video, a rap music video that we shot for fun during our downtime in the office. This music video is actually just a spur of the moment, so there were no real planning behind it. So the shots, the music, the lyrics, the direction, and even the lighting were all improvised on set. So if you want to watch the music video, I have included a link down below, and you can also click on the link that will be appearing somewhere around here. Alright, so let's get into it. So before we begin, I just want to apologize in advance for my daughter, who will be speaking randomly all throughout this video. Like that, for example, because we are inside my bedroom and my daughter is just behind the screen. So let me just introduce to you first the artist over here. This is Billy, and his stage name is called Dollar Bills. You can also check his Facebook page using the same name. And then to light him, I used a 650 Arri tungsten with a double blue CTB. And then for the foreground, because I still wanted to have some kind of detail in the foreground, and I added a 1x1 F&V LED panel and bounced it onto the ceiling just to have a little amount of glow to the details on the foreground, so it won't be thrown into total darkness. So my purpose for this lighting is to just have a little bit of a mysterious reveal for our artist Billy over here. And yeah, and because we are shooting in our office, we are limited to whatever space the office provides us. So this is actually just a hallway leading into our equipment room. Alright, and then let's go to the next shot. So in this scene, Billy is undergoing some emotional distress while writing some love letters to someone who owed him money. We actually shot this at around 11 a.m. So as you can see, the light outside the window is pretty bright. So I decided to have Billy silhouetted here so we could add a little bit more drama into his moment. But I still wanted to have some details on his face and on his body. So to do that, I added a 650 watt tungsten, open face, no gels, no filters, and aimed it directly into Billy. Simple as that. Alright, moving on to the next scene. So in keeping with the silhouettes that we had since the beginning of the music video, I decided here to have a silhouette of Billy's hand while he was playing with the sound desk. So to light the scene, I had a 650 watt that I used in this scene, and then I just pointed it to the wall over here. Again, the 650 was open-faced, no gels, and no filters. Simple as that. Alright, so let's move on to the next shot. So in this scene, we have Billy talking straight to the camera. If you watch the music video, then you would agree with me that the quality of his sound recording was actually very atrocious. That's because we never planned for any audio recording. When we started filming this music video, we assumed that it was just going to be a montage of random clips. But during the edit, the editor saw this, listened to this clip, and decided to include Billy's speech, extracting the audio from the onboard microphone of the Blackmagic Ursa Mini Pro. So yeah, that's the camera that we were using, the Blackmagic Ursa Mini Pro. Anyway, to light the scene, I had a 650 watts over here, which I aimed to the corner here, and then I closed the barn door just a little bit so we could have a line of shadow here. The purpose of the shadow is just to have a little bit of pattern on an otherwise boring white wall. And then behind Billy, we had this practical lamp that I turned on. So that's the light you see there, and the light that you see there. Beside Billy, I added a dead light and then aimed it at his torso. So that's the light that's illuminating this part. And then it's also spilling some light to his face right here. And then on this side here, that's the light that's coming from the window. Okay, moving on. So in this scene, I wanted it to look like that we were inside a restaurant. So to do that, I added a table here, placed some coffee cups, added some condiments, and then that's it. So if you know, we were just shooting inside our office, so we were limited to whatever space that the office has. Actually, if you see here, this is the hallway where Billy walked out in the beginning of the music video. Anyway, to light the scene, I had a 650 watts on top over here, which I pointed downwards and aimed it to these two guys here, which is casting a nice long shadow on the wall there. I also closed the barn door again a little bit to have a line of shadow on the wall. Again, the purpose of the shadow is to break up the monotony of an otherwise boring plain wall. And then for Billy's backlight, I had another 650, which I pointed directly at Billy. So that's what you see here. That's the rim light that you see that's coming from a 650 watt Arri tungsten. And then for the side light of his face, I had a deadolight set to spot and pointed it directly onto Billy's face. I added a 216 diffusion over there. And then of course we just had to play with the intensity or with the dimmer a little bit to get the correct intensity of light on his face. Finally, we had a haze to give an overall smoky feel to the set, so it looks like that the restaurant is a smoker's haven. But if you see here, he's actually holding an unlit cigarette because there's no smoking in the office. Okay, so moving on. All right. So in this shot is actually the same setup that we had for the opening scene. We just had to punch in for the close-up. So behind Billy, we still had the same 650 watts. We just had to change the CTB to be a purple gel. And then on the side of his face, to light his face, we had a Dracast Silkray on the bottom. Dracast Silkray with a red gel. So if you look closely on his glasses, that's actually the light that you see there. And then we only had a small strip of red gel left, so we just placed that on top of the light right there, so you can see it's not covering the whole light. I changed the colors here so that the music video would have some variety within the scenes. As you know, this is a rap music video, so the colors should pop, they should vary in order to make the music video more catchy. So, moving on. So this shot is using the same setup as this close-up and this opening scene right here. We still have the same 650 watts behind Billy, but instead of the CTB or the purple gel, we replaced it with, you guessed it, a red gel. And then we still have the haze, of course. And then for Billy's light, instead of using the Dracast, we replaced it with a Ledgo ring light. So that's the light that you see right here. That's the Ledgo ring light. Again, I changed the colors, I changed the lights to have some variety within the scenes and to make the colors pop in order to make the music video catchy. Okay, so moving on. For this shot, I moved the two 650 watts behind Billy right there. These are the two Arri 650 watts. I deliberately included them in the frame for special effect. As you can see, I also closed the barn doors a little bit and then tilted them diagonally so there would be some shape to the light that's hitting the haze. So there's the haze right there. For my lens, I used a 12mm lens and then I handheld the camera. For the key light, I attached the ring light onto the rods of the camera, so whenever I move, the key light also stays with the camera, and it's also making a nice ring effect on his glasses. Alright, so let's go to the next image, which is the same thing, but you kind of see a wider shot of the setup. So as you can see, here are the two 650s with their barn doors slightly closed in order to have some shape into the light. And then here is the haze machine that's blowing a lot of haze in the background. And then as you can see, I'm still using the ring light mounted onto the lens while I handheld the shot. Okay, and then moving on. In this shot, I want to make it look like that Billy, or Dollar Bills, was enjoying the limelight, that he is enjoying all the attention that's given to him. So in order to do that, I used a deadlight and placed it right beside the lens. So if this is Billy, and this is the camera with a 50mm lens, the deadlight was right here. The deadlight was set to spot and aimed directly at Billy's face. So you see the deadlight reflection on his glasses. Overall, it's creating a very unpleasing image, or an unflattering image, but for the purposes of the meaning behind the image, I think this works for me. Okay, so moving on. Alright, so for the final shot of this breakdown, what I used in this shot is an F&V LED panel set to tungsten, and then I added a red gel. So the F&V panel, or the LED panel, didn't have any diffusion in it. It's just the LED panel with the red gel on top. So because it's an LED, it's creating this a little harsh and a little smooth at the same time shadows right here. And then to the side, at the back of Billy, I had another F&V panel set to daylight with 2x full CTB. So it's creating this strong blue color. So that's positioned in the back, creating this little backlight onto Billy. So that concludes this rap music video cinematography breakdown. I hope you learned something from that, and I hope that you like this video. And if you like this video and would like to see more, please do hit the subscribe button. And if you already subscribed, thank you very much for subscribing, and I hope to see you next video.